and Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today I'll be discussing with you the GCE Physics O Levels syllabus and the paper pattern. The syllabus code for this subject is 5054. If we talk about the paper pattern, we have a total of 3 papers for this course: the multiple choice questions, the theory exam, and the practical test or the alternative to practical. So you'll either appear for paper 3 or paper 4, and paper 1 and paper 2 would be compulsory. Okay, so if we first talk about the multiple choice paper, it will have a total of 40 MCQs, and you'll have 1 hour to solve that. And it's of total 40 marks, so 1 mark for each MCQ. And the MCQs would test your knowledge from the entire CI syllabus. Then we have the theory exam, which is paper 2. It would be of 1 hour 45 minutes. And this paper actually has 2 sections, section A and section B. So if we first talk about section A has a number of short questions, like compulsory and structured short questions. And it's of 45 marks. This section is actually of 45 marks in total. Then we have section B. Section B will have only 3 questions, and it would be relatively longer than the questions in section A. And you will have to answer only 2 questions out of the 3. Another thing that, the benefit for paper 2 is that the topic, which is electronic systems, you'll have a question from that topic, which would be in section B. So it won't be a compulsory question. You can leave that question on choice as well. So this paper will have a total of 75 marks, and you'll have to do it in 1 hour and 45 minutes. Then we have the 2 papers, which would either be paper 3 or paper 4 that you will be appearing in. If we talk about paper 3, which is the practical test, it actually is a paper in which you'll have to perform experiments, and the questions would be asked according to those experiments. It's of 30 marks, and you'll have a total of 2 hours to do that. However, if we talk about paper 4, it is the alternative to practical exam, and it will be of 1 hour only, and it would again be of 30 marks. And alternative to practical is different than practical test in a way that this one would be a written exam in which you'll have short structured questions, and these questions would be testing your knowledge about the practical experiments or the laboratory experiments. So these are all the papers which will be in this exam. Now, if we talk about the syllabus content, we have the syllabus can actually be divided in 6 sections, namely general physics, Newtonian mechanics, energy and thermal physics, waves, electricity and magnetism, and atomic physics. So if we discuss these sections in detail, let's look at the first section, which is general physics. So the topics included in this section would be physical quantities, units, and measurements. So this topic would actually form your base for the entire syllabus, and it is also important for paper 3 and paper 4. The second section is Newtonian mechanics. It would include topics like kinematics, dynamics, mass, weight, and density, turning effective forces, deformation, and pressure. So this section would mostly be about the different types of forces and their effects and the characteristics of different types of forces. Okay. So then we have the third section, which is energy and thermal physics. The topics included in this section are energy sources, transfer of energy, transfer of thermal energy, temperature, thermal properties of matter, and kinetic model of matter. So in this section, we study all the different types of energies, the different theories and laws related to heat changes and thermal physics. Then we have section 4, which is waves. So this section includes general wave properties, light, electromagnetic spectrum, and sound. So general wave properties would include all the features and the characteristics of all the types of waves or the two types of waves that you'll study. And then the examples of waves like the light waves, electromagnetic waves, and the sound waves. Then in the fifth section is about electricity and magnetism, in which the topics would be magnetism and electromagnetism, static electricity, current electricity, DC circuits, practical electricity, electromagnetic induction, electronics, and electronic systems. So in this section, we actually study about how magnetism can be related to electricity and what could be the effects of that. We'll also study about the circuits and the components which make up the circuit and how each component is performing its function and contributing in the circuit. We also study about the different types of electronics and electronic systems. Then we have the last section, which is section 6, and it is atomic physics, in which we will talk about radioactivity and nuclear atom. So that is about the physics O-level syllabus. Thank you.